What's up, everybody, and welcome on back to the My Side of Things podcast. This is now episode 5. I'm your host, as always, Ash. We got a whole lot of things in the docket to get to today. You know, John Cena's first appearance on Monday Night Raw since his attack on Cody Rhodes. We're going to be getting to AEW All In Predictions. I recapped my WrestleMania predictions last episode, so this is only right. And I'm thinking next episode we might end up doing a NXT Stand and Deliver predictions as well. We're also going to be talking about why do wrestling companies seem to not like surprises? What happened to that, man? Do we just not care for surprises anymore? These guys must have never had birthdays. We're also going to be grading all of the NXT Call-Ups. It's been about a year now. I feel like it's only right to start grading them. But first, I want to kick things off with a pretty big theory that I have going into WrestleMania that I actually theorized a few months back going into, War Games, that I think is still going to come true. Okay, so about, I would say, War Games was like in November. I think I would have made this prediction around early November, because I think I made this prediction before I said that CM Punk was going to be the guy to be in the War Games. This was before even Seth Rollins was even getting axed. This was like when War Games started getting a little bit hyped up, and we're potentially going to be getting Bloodline versus Bloodline. I was like, you know, CM Punk might be the guy to be in this and not Seth Rollins, because I don't think it's going to be Cody Rhodes. I didn't think there was really anybody else that they could actually go to, so I figured they would have to go to somebody who they don't really have much issues with, but there's clearly something there between Roman and Punk. So I was thinking that it would be him. But what I was also thinking was that something might happen between Roman and Punk going into War Games that would cause a lot of issues for Paul Heyman, because we do know that, like I said, Roman and Punk both have some history with not really history with each other, but I thought they may like call back into that whole thing of like how CM Punk technically created the Shield, but he didn't want Roman, he didn't pick Roman Reigns. It's not that he didn't want him. He didn't pick Roman Reigns to be the guy, the third guy in the Shield. He picked somebody else. I forgot their name. My bad. But Vince wanted Roman because he had a future for Roman. So they put Roman in this group because they figured the Shield could be as big as they were. Now, obviously, going back to around that time when the Shield eventually turned their backs on CM Punk really started, you know, poking at the group, trying to take them all down one by one. And he said, who really is the man of the group? Who is the best of the group? Is it you, Seth? Is it you, Dean? Is it you, Roman? So, you know, there's a little bit of there's a little bit of history between these guys, so to speak. And then obviously now, you know, with the wise man / Paul Heyman being with Roman Reigns, it creates a little bit of stuff between CM Punk and potentially Paul as well. So I thought a lot of things were going to be happening between these guys that might cause Paul Heyman to get a bit distant from both of them, because he didn't want to take sides into them. He didn't want to take sides with them. And I was thinking, okay, maybe Seth Rollins is going to get in Paul Heyman's ear. In Paul Heyman's ear, and he was going to get Paul Heyman to come onto his side so that he could take out both Roman and Punk. Because what I was thinking was that, because Roman Reigns allowed Paul Heyman to get taken out by Solo Sikoa and them, he was going to be upset at Roman. CM Punk was kind of collateral damage, but it was also going to be in line with this whole, because these guys are going at each other, might be getting really disrespectful with each other, and obviously Paul Heyman cares for both of them dearly, which is really funny because it is like just three friends beefing with each other. It's like, two friends beefing with each other, and the other one's like, I don't really know what to do, guys. I'm just gonna go ahead and back out of this. I was thinking that maybe CM Punk either is A, like just like collateral damage, or B, maybe like CM Punk accidentally hits Roman Reigns. CM Punk accidentally hits Paul Heyman when he's going for Roman Reigns because of, like these guys are getting into it. Paul Heyman trying to like break them up so they don't like, destroy each other. And then he just pushes Paul Heyman maybe, or he accidentally gives him like a running knee or something like that. I was thinking one of these things happened. That's why Paul Heyman would get upset at CM Punk as well. And kind of like, you guys are like tearing this apart. We could have been like, I could have been your wise man. I could have been your friend. We could have still been cool with each other. We didn't have to go down this route. But because of all of this, now you guys are pushing me away. And now I feel like I have to go basically be by myself and kind of just find things out and kind of like see what I want to do in my future. And this is where I was feeling like maybe Seth Rollins is going to be getting into Paul Heyman's head. And so CM Punk, in a sense, would be collateral damage, but he would also be the target for Seth Rollins. And then Seth would go after Roman because of, obviously, their history. And obviously, Roman wouldn't want to go after Seth. But Seth also did say eventually later on that the next time he's in the ring with Roman, that he was going to be basically be curb stomping him. So I think if Paul Heyman did start getting a lot of not envy or jealousy, but a lot of like hatred, not even hatred, but like hatred in the character sense for Roman Reigns, the one guy that he knows could take out Roman Reigns, who was crazy enough to go against Roman Reigns 1v1 because he's already seen it, is Seth Rollins. He knows who Seth Rollins exactly is. He's not only the archetype, but he's also the master manipulator as well. He's the mind games guy. He can do anything to get in somebody's head. I mean, look what he did to Roman Reigns. He literally cost Roman Reigns his belt because of a move that he did 10 years ago. So I was thinking maybe like Seth Rollins could potentially get in his head. Well, now I'm still thinking that this same thing might happen, just not around War Games, obviously, because War Games is past, but instead going into WrestleMania. I think all these same things I said between Roman and Punk, they're going to come true. I think Seth is going to Friday Night SmackDown this week, so he could get into, so he could really, start, is it plucking some feathers? I think is the word I'm looking for, is the phrase I'm looking for. I think plucking some feathers and really start getting Roman and Punk to go at each other, really driving that nail between the guys, or driving that wedge, whatever it is. Because obviously, like I said before, Roman and Punk's hatred for Seth is way deeper than any hatred that they would have for each other. So why would they really, care to go at each other? Whoever takes out Seth Rollins, just let the other one get a good enough of a beating first before anything happens. But I mean, and obviously, we know Roman did attack Punk, but I think that there could still be something mended there. Roman Reigns could be talked to by Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman could talk to Paul. I mean, wait, is his name actually Paul? No, it's not Paul. Talk to CM Punk. We could fix things here. But Seth Rollins might be getting in everybody's head a little bit, and then he eventually gets to the wise man because something happens. Someone gets, Roman gets hit. Paul gets hit by Roman. Paul gets hit maybe by CM Punk. Maybe gets hit by both of them. And this really causes Paul Heyman to, betray CM Punk and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. And I think that could lead to Seth Rollins winning because, in my opinion, I think Seth Rollins needs to win. I 1000% want to see Seth Rollins win the match. I don't really need to see Roman or Punk winning it. I don't think they need the win as much as Seth Rollins does. Especially because over these past few years, I think, like I said, like a few episodes ago when I was talking about Swerve, or it might have been Tony, that Seth Rollins has taken a lot of losses. He's taken so many losses. He technically lost a feud to Drew. He did win some of those feuds during his World Heavyweight Championship reign against the likes of Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor. But there was also chances where he could have lost to Finn Balor, or times when he could have lost to Finn Balor. But then he lost to Cody, lost to Roman, lost to Edge, lost to Buddy Murphy, technically speaking, and lost to Buddy Murphy / Rey Mysterio and all them as well. I think he might have even lost a few before that. He technically did lose to The Fiend, technically speaking, yeah. So he hasn't really won like any major feuds, if we're gonna be honest, besides like his 2 World Heavyweight Championship feuds that he's had. Other than that, he didn't really win any major ones. So I think Seth Rollins really, really, really needs this win, especially because the last one he got wasn't even really a win. I mean, he did win the steel cage match because he was pulled out and his feet hit the ground first, but he didn't really win the match, if you know what I mean. So I think Seth Rollins does need this win, and I would love, 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 love to see Seth Rollins aligned with Paul Heyman. I think that would be amazing for both of them. It would be so different for Paul Heyman because Seth Rollins, he does come from that CM Punk archetype, but I do feel like Seth Rollins is a lot more edge than he is CM Punk, and I don't think CM Punk is so edge. They do have a bit of like similar personalities, but not like the most similar. So I would love to see how Paul Heyman would do because Seth Rollins, while Roman Reigns is a very braggadocious kind of guy, and Seth is as well, Seth is a lot more flamboyant in a sense. He's really, really out there, the flashiness and all that. So I would love to see Paul Heyman aligned with someone like Seth Rollins and how it would work because everybody that Paul Heyman's ever been aligned with was never a flashy kind of guy. Like I said, Roman Reigns was braggadocious, but he never really, it wasn't like shown on the outside, in like the way he dressed, the way he moved. Neither was CM Punk, neither was Brock Lesnar, neither was Curtis Axel, which is a really weird one. Neither was Big Show, neither was, you could kind of say RVD was in a sense, but I don't think he was like anywhere near as flashy as Seth Rollins. And RVD really wasn't, I guess, a Paul Heyman guy, but I mean, I guess you can consider what's his name, RVD a Paul Heyman guy in a sense. So it's kind of up to you if you want to consider him, but I think Seth Rollins would just be like a whole new task, and I would love to see how Paul Heyman could do with the one Seth Rollins. I would love to see this happen too before he eventually works with a Bron Breakker, because I think we kind of all see that coming of him aligning with Bron Breakker, and I think it'd be phenomenal. I'm so here for it. I think Bron has everything to be one of the futures. I think Bron and Ilja could be like this era's either Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, where they're just two amazing guys of an amazing feud with each other, or they're this era's big two in the terms of like, you know, the Randy Cena, the Cody Roman, I guess you want to say, the Stone Cold Rock. It could potentially be Bron and Ilja, and I am 100% here for that. I think these guys have everything it takes. I would love to also see Ilja be a part of that, because he is one of the shorter guys in the sense that he's only like 5'9". He's barely pushing 5'10". So like he doesn't really fit the mold of one of the top guys. I would love to see WWE go away from that. But I do think Seth Rollins is going to be turning on. I do think Paul Heyman is going to be turning on Roman Reigns and CM Punk and aligning himself with Seth Rollins. Maybe Roman gets his wise mac. Not his wise mac. Oh man, he was macking on the wise man, I can tell you that. No, I do think Roman Reigns eventually gets his wise man back. Yeah, I can see it happening sometime like down the line. I don't think it'd be like, I don't think Seth and like Paul Heyman would be together forever, because Seth Rollins probably won't be like any like title pictures unless he actually gets the Whatever title back, but I couldn't see that happening. So I would love to see it just for like a moment. It doesn't need to be like 6, 8, 9, 10 months. It could easily just lead up until like SummerSlam, where Seth Rollins goes against Roman Reigns and he loses, and Paul Heyman just walks out with Roman Reigns instead of walking out with Seth Rollins, because he's just like, you lost. I don't care for you anymore, man. I'm throwing you away. This was nice to work with you, but I got to go back on the winner side of things. And speaking of the winner side of things, let's go ahead and start talking about some John Cena's first appearance since attacking Cody Rhodes. Oh man, I am so mad that I made my Who Will Dethrone Every WWE Champion video or WWE Champion segment in the last episode, because no, Cody Rhodes is winning, man. Oh my gosh, am I allowed to take it back? Am I allowed to take it back? Y'all let me know if I'm allowed to take it back, man, because now I think Cody Rhodes is winning, man. What was this John Cena segment? Oh my gosh, 30 minutes of you made me do this. You hated me forever, which by the way, I said that was gonna be the reason why. But like, you made me do this. You turned your backs on me. You made fun of me. You bullied me, and I'm breaking up with you. I'm sorry. Oh my gosh, that was the cringiest thing ever since I heard Mercedes Moné said, repeat it, don't let them beat you, nah. It was, oh my gosh, he looked like a 5-year-old throwing a fit, or like a 5-year-old breaking up with their girlfriend, man. Oh my gosh. When Cody called him a whiny little bitch, he was 100% correct, man, because what was that? And yes, I 1000% believe Cody Rhodes is defeating John Cena now. I don't think John Cena needs to win the belt as a heel. I don't think John Cena, if it's going to be this version of John Cena with no new music, no new look, oh, no, I'm good, man. Don't put the belt on this guy, man. And I know John Cena said, you guys don't deserve new music. You guys don't deserve a new look. You don't deserve that. I'm giving you nothing. This is so, oh my gosh. When I said John Cena did not look believable before as a heel, man, he really doesn't. This is the guy I'm supposed to be scared of. I'll punch this guy in the face. I'm kidding. I won't punch John Cena in the face. He's a cool guy. But like, if I'm doing WWE, I'm not scared of this dude. I'm punching you in the face. John Cena as a character, I would punch you in the face. If I was a character too, obviously. I don't dislike John Cena. I think he's a pretty cool guy. But I do love the fact that they didn't lean into like, oh, John Cena's never been, you know, the John Cena you've seen before was not like the real John Cena. No, that was the real John Cena. He just got fed up with it, which does make sense. And that's why I do like the character staying the same. I like the fact that he still comes out with the towel. I like the fact that he still has the same music and that he has the same gear, because he hasn't changed. This has always been John Cena. He always was a good guy. You've seen that even when like he's away from WWE, he still like says what's up to people, still talks to people, all that stuff. but he's also tired of everybody's BS, of everybody turning their backs on him, of everybody turning their backs on him, of everybody treating him like garbage, of everybody telling him that he sucks, that he can't wrestle, and all this stuff. So I do like that in a sense. I just don't think that this version, like this version of John Cena, does not need to win the WWE Championship from Cody Rhodes. I think we can basically just pencil it in. This is the year of Super Cody. I think he's gonna win a few more matches. He might, though, I will say this, he might lose to Randy at Backlash, because Backlash is in St. Louis, and I think a lot of people thought that was gonna be Randy versus Cena at Backlash. I think there's a very real potential that Randy Orton turns his back finally on Cody Rhodes. He goes after the WWE Championship, or maybe even they have a match and then Randy Orton turns his back on him for some reason. I don't know. But I could also see, here's the crazy theory I got for y'all, man. If the last theory was crazy, I think this one's even crazier. I 1000% believe that John Cena was not the actual corporate guy. I think that was all a test, that The Rock basically said, if you want to be my guy, then you got to go out there and do it. You got to go out there and take out Cody Rhodes, and that's why he went so aggressive, because Cena didn't tell us why he did it. And mind you, he shouldn't technically have to tell us, because, he said, I'm not, you don't deserve anything. Why would I give it to you? But at the same time, why was this not brought up? Why has Cody said nothing about John Cena attacking him? Why he kind of has, my bad. Why did Cody not come out and talk about why'd you attack me and stuff like that? I get why you turned your back on them, but why did you turn your back on me? We're cool. I'm assuming next Monday that will be talked about, but I think Cena might be getting tested by The Rock, and maybe The Rock's not fully in on Cena because Cena's not fully in on himself. Cena's not fully in on the WWE. So I think a lot of this is basically him having to prove himself in a sense to be with the group. Sort of like, remember how we all said that John Cena being nude was like a humiliation ritual? I think all of this might actually be a humiliation ritual for John Cena. Go out there and prove to us that you're the guy, and then watch it actually be Randy Orton. Watch the guy that we all thought it was John, it actually be Randy. That this entire time The Rock had Randy in his back pocket just saying, you know what, let's just wait. Because a lot of us did say, what if Randy also turns heel and we get like this whole group of Rock, Randy, and Cena and Travis Scott in the... God, it's sick. It's sick. But what if it was always like that and John Cena actually gets kicked out of the group at WrestleMania? Like, let's say we get Cody defeats Cena, and then Cena's just sitting there, and he's really broken and all that stuff. And Cody kind of like looks down at him because he realizes that maybe Cena, is just under so much pressure to win number 17. Maybe there's something else going on there with Cena, and he reaches down to like pick him up, and then like Randy Orton just comes out of nowhere and just or just punt kicks John Cena, and then Cody's just standing there, and then he goes after Cody as well, and he reveals himself to be the guy that he was that he's always been, which we know Randy has always been the butthole. Randy's always been the bad guy. What if it's actually freaking Randy that's supposed to be the corporate champion, and he dethrones Cody Rhodes at Backlash instead of it being John Cena? Or you could potentially have the reveal be at Backlash, because I said last episode that I would have preferred, or maybe it might have been like the episode before that. It actually might have been last episode. I would have preferred for John Cena to turn heel during the match instead of before the match. That would have been a lot better. It would have been a lot more shocking. What if Randy does it? What if Randy goes for a low blow on Cody when the ref's not looking, and then goes for maybe like the punt kick? No, because then, he goes for the low blow, goes for the RKO, gets the belt, and then goes for the punt kick, and everyone's confused. And here it goes, can you smell what The Rock is cooking? And then out of nowhere, The Rock just comes out with Travis Scott. And they are all holding each other's hands. Or I guess Rock would be holding Randy Orton's fist up. Because didn't it feel kind of weird that like John Cena was holding the belt above Cody and nobody was really like holding his hand up or nothing like that? Even when they were going out, you still didn't see anybody holding their hands up. You even had like Travis Scott with a dang belt. You had The Rock with a belt, John Cena with no belt. What if this time we get Randy Orton with a belt, Travis Scott with a belt, and we have The Rock with a belt. We get that same picture that we got last time, but now the truth gets revealed. And then we do get John Cena versus Randy Orton at SummerSlam, because oh my gosh, that would be so amazing. Because like I said last time, if Cena dethrones Cody, I feel like Cody has to dethrone Cena. It's the same story as Liv and Rhea. You won in a tainted way. You have to now lose it to the person that you got it from. But I could see potentially John Cena defeating Randy Orton for the belt, and then maybe Cody never gets that rematch. He just never gets it, and then we have John Cena down the line versus like Roman Reigns. Or we go with my theory that I've been saying for a while now, which would be super dang cool. Dominic Mysterio wins Money in the Bank and cashes in on John Cena like a week or two afterwards, like a PLE. Then we get my dog, the dirty Dominic Mysterio, with the WWE Undisputed Championship, and it would be absolutely beautiful. That's my one that I'm still holding on. Of all my theories, I want Dominic Mysterio to win the Money in the Bank. I want him to cash in on John Cena because I want it to be basically this generation's Edge, this generation's Edge, like how Edge got his first belt on John Cena. Although I guess you could say, well, then shouldn't Dominic Mysterio get the belt on Cody Rhodes because he's kind of like within like the same ballpark, same generation in a sense. I mean, technically speaking, Dominic Mysterio is a lot of people's generations because of the fact that he came in when he was like 7 years old. So yeah, I guess you could say that maybe Dominic Mysterio should get his first belt on Cody, but I think it would just be so much more amazing to get it on Cena. Oh man, please give me it. Please, Triple H. But speaking of former NXT Call-Ups, let's go ahead and start grading all of the past year's NXT Call-Ups. Okay, so the names I have listed here, there's two names I'm going to take off. There's one name I'm going to take off for sure. Kiana James, I feel like there's just literally zero reason to talk about her. Obviously, she got hurt, so can't really mention too much of her. And I'm going to talk about her. I hate that I have to talk about her because it feels just so wrong. But Isla Dawn is also a name on here. I have Alba Fyre as well because they technically did get called up in 2023, but they weren't like ever on the roster. They had like one freaking match on the roster, or like maybe like, I don't even think they got a match on the roster, actually. I think they weren't officially called up until like they won the dang NXT tag belts. I mean, the women's tag belts from Jade and Bianca. So, yeah, I'm not going to grade them for it. Well, actually, no, let's go ahead and stay there. We have Alba, we have Isla. For Isla Dawn, I'm going to say I'm giving this a... Oh man, it's so hard to say because it's like you got the NXT. I mean, I keep saying NXT. You got the women's tag belts, but you didn't really do much with them. It's kind of the same thing as Alba, but I feel like Alba's grade is gonna be a lot different than Isla's. For Isla, I'm going to give a C-. The reason why I give a C- though is because she came in much later. And speaking of NXT, I think she came in like 2023, and then she eventually formed a team with Alba. And then, started doing some tag teams down at NXT. She eventually got that match with Jade and Bianca. So she was still very, very green. Like she didn't have the experience even in WWE that Alba Fyre did. So I'm going to give her a C-. I feel like that's fair. She showed a little bit of something. For some reason, WWE's My GM mode has her as a 15 when it comes to ring experience. I don't get that at all. It's the most confusing thing ever. I think her mic work is like a 3 out of 5 or 4 out of 5. I think it might be like a 3 out of 5. Actually, it might be a 4 out of 5. Unless they lowered it in 25, but I think 24 was a 4 out of 5. We didn't really get to see much from her. Sadly, we kind of always just seen like we only seen Alba, and I love Alba. Alba Fyre is one of my favorite freaking wrestlers on the roster, but we mainly just seen Alba talking, not much of Isla, so I'm gonna give her a C-. As far as Alba Fyre, I'm giving her a D. This has been horrible. This has been some of the worst booking of a former NXT UK Women's Champion, of somebody that just showed so much potential to be an absolute star, of somebody that I feel is in, like I said last episode, in a similar vein to Zelina Vega, in the sense of she just has everything and they're just not doing anything with her. And now we just said, hey, well, you know what, our goth chick in Blair left, let's go find our other goth chick in Alba and just put her in the group. It could have literally been Tatum Paxley. We really needed a goth chick. So I hate what we've done with Alba. It's so disgusting to me. We've done absolutely nothing with her. We haven't really given her a singles push the entire year. barely gave her a singles push in NXT to begin with. She had a chance to be the NXT Women's Champion at one point in time. Actually, wait, she might have been. Actually, Alba Fyre was in NXT a lot longer because Alba Fyre, my bad, Isla Dawn, because Alba Fyre was set to dethrone Mandy Rose, and then Mandy Rose got dethroned that was 2022. Yeah, because Alba Fyre was going to dethrone Mandy Rose, but then Isla Dawn got involved in the match, and I'm still sick about it to this day because Alba Fyre should have been the NXT Women's Champion, but I think they were always setting up for Roxanne Perez. They were just kind of giving it a bit more time because she was definitely looking absolutely phenomenal when she was coming up from ROH by being the very first ever Ring of Honor Women's Champion. So, yeah, but we've just done nothing with Alba Fyre. I'm giving her a D. It's just so nasty what we've done with her. She's somebody, like I said, if she was in AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, she would be a women's champion very quickly. I don't think she would be women's champion over Athena, but TNA and AEW, I could definitely see Alba Fyre getting that belt off of Toni Storm at some point in time. So, yeah, I'm giving her a D. As far as Blair Davenport, because I did just speak about her, I really want to talk about, I want to grade her, and then I want to also grade all of Unholy Union that should have also been Blair Davenport. Let me actually go there first. That was a complete F. Unholy Union was garbage. Not garbage, my bad. The booking was garbage. You had the chance of creating Unholy Union, an actual trio, and said, no, we're not doing it. You teased it and everything, but just because the crowd wasn't super hyped up for it, you said, can't do it. To me, so stupid. I would have definitely gave them more chances. I would have allowed them to actually build something for themselves. But it feels like WWE has been struggling to push anybody that's not already a superstar. Excuse me, I had the hiccups really bad. But it feels like they've been struggling to push anybody that's not already a superstar. And it sucks because I feel like that trio would have just been so fantastic, man. They all had like a similar aura to each other. I think they would have been a perfect faction to be the tag team champions. They just really, 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 really wanted Jade and Bianca to have those belts back. Now, as far as Blair Davenport, I hate what they did with Blair Davenport. You know, I don't hate having black hair. I love having black hair because it's absolutely beautiful. I hate the fact though that because black hair, with our hair, a lot of the oils kind of build up and get they're not able to come off of your hair as easily as straighter hair does. So a lot of times people think I'm scratching because I got lice in my hair or something like that. No, I'm scratching because I just cleaned my hair a while ago. But because of it, you gotta scrape off some of that stuff, and it leaves got kind of like a cut in a sense, so it starts itching real bad. So it really, really freaking sucks that I do that. It's you got lice? No, I ain't got no dang lice. I never had no dang lice, man. Even though I grew up in the hood, I was still clean. That's a bar right there. But no, it's I'll be scratching my head. I'll be ow. I'll be feeling the cuts, and I'm oh, yeah, there's a cut there because I had to freaking scrape off freaking oils that's or whatever the actual word is. I forgot the name of the actual word, but yeah, no, I absolutely just hate that fact because it's so freaking annoying. But as far as Blair Davenport, I'm giving her. This is another hard one to grade. I'm going to say, you called her up so dang quickly, man. I'm giving this one an F. I'm giving it an F. You brought her over from AEW. You sent her down to NXT. You had her there for a year or two at most, and you just really did nothing with her on NXT, nor did you do anything with her on the main roster as well. You gave her a feud with Naomi and put literally zero story into that feud. You eventually, like I said, you had her be in that little trio for literally 5 seconds with Unholy Union, and you just did nothing with that either. And then you released her. You released her because you did nothing with her. That is insane. How the heck do you do that? There's no actual way you could do that. It's stupid. You didn't give somebody a chance. Oh, no, my bad. You gave somebody a chance to prove they're a superstar, but because you didn't give them any kind of story to prove it, nor did you really even give them any kind of build up to being, on the roster, you just said, well, yeah, we said sink or swim and you sunk, and it's really our fault, but we're gonna blame you by firing you. Yeah, no, Blair Davenport's booking was a complete F. I hate what they did with her. It's it's such a slap in the face, man, because I feel like her V-trigger was coming on so well, and I really would have loved to have seen more with her and just seen what they really could have done with her. She's one of my favorite wrestlers to use in the 2K games as well. I know it's like 2K, so it's like it's a video game. It's a very bad company too, by the way, but I just would have loved to have seen more with Blair, because I feel like Blair has a lot. I don't know if Blair goes back to AEW. I don't know if she goes to TNA. I would love to see her go to TNA. Did my hat fall? No, my hat did not fall. I would love to see her. I heard something like right now. I don't know what that was. But I would love to see her go back to TNA. Go to TNA. I would love to see her go to Ring of Honor. I think especially once Athena's done there, you could potentially have her do some big things there. Man, I feel so bad for Blair Davenport, man. She did not deserve the treatment that she was given. And speaking of someone that does not deserve the treatment that they were given, next up, Carmelo Hayes. This has been some of the worst booking of a wrestler that I have ever seen. And I don't care what anybody says about he's gone up against Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes and some of the top talent. Buddy, his only actual wins where he didn't cheat to win were the roll-up that he stole against Randy Orton, which I don't mind that, but you didn't really do anything with him afterwards. Money in the Bank, he kind of showed out a little bit. Okay, let me say it better like this. After about Money in the Bank, the booking got weird because you put him into a feud with Andrade, but built no real story around it other than us having to say it's two guys going for the United States Championship. You built no story. Zero. We had to build that ourselves. You didn't even have these guys have promo. We had promos, but it was always just a I'm better than you thing. Could we get a little more there? Could we get, I don't know. But and maybe not everyone needs to be the most deepest. I can agree with that. But you did all this 7 games. And you ruined Game 7. And you ruined Game 7. Why? Why did you ruin Game 7? What the heck was the point of doing that? Why would you give us 6 matches and then allude to a 7th match and it gets ruined? I think it was actually twice. Did it not get ruined twice by LA Knight? So, come on, man. Why would you do this? It's just, oh, man. It was so bad for LA Knight. For Carmelo Hayes. And then we thought he was going to be the guy to dethrone LA Knight. You didn't do that. You put it on Shinsuke. Did absolutely nothing with Shinsuke. If you weren't going to do anything with Shinsuke, why not just put it on Carmelo Hayes then? You didn't do anything with Bron Breakker, yet you gave him 2 dang title runs. Why the heck do you put it on Carmelo Hayes? And, why do you not put it on Carmelo Hayes and actually, not do anything with him either? Just give him the dang belt so at least, he and Tiffany Stratton and Bron Breakker and Lyra Valkyria, all your big names coming from NXT, all got the whole gold. No, Carmelo Hayes the one guy not to hold gold. And if I really wanted to, be funny about it. So Carmelo Hayes, Tiffany Stratton, Bron Breakker, and Lyra Valkyria all get called up at the same time, or around the same time. Only one of those, the one guy, the one person who looks completely different than the others, he can't win one. He can't win one. But the other ones can win Money in the Bank and the Women's Championship, 2 IC titles, and being the inaugural IC champion. Okay. Yeah, no, complete BS. I am going to say, though, because at least you did put him against some of the top guys, like a Cody, like a Randy. I think actually got 2 matches against Cody. You put him against Jimmy. I'm going to say it's been a C- as well. I think it could have been so much. Oh, you know what? Actually, wait, hold on. No, I'm gonna lower this. Because now we have Melo Don't Miz, and you ain't even pushing it. You're not even really pushing the team. We don't see Miz helping Melo at all. We don't see Melo helping Miz. I don't understand that. So yeah, I'm gonna say actually a D+. I feel like this has also been a D+. But if Melo Don't Miz becomes a bigger thing in WWE this year, okay, then I'm a bit happy. I'm a bit happier, and maybe I would pick that rating up from a D+ to a C+, because I think if you put them in a tag team and they win tag team gold and they become a really, really big, obnoxious tag team, I love that. I absolutely love that for Carmelo. I think Carmelo Hayes would do perfect, getting a bit of a slow burn. But also, I will say, the other reason why I give Carmelo Hayes such a low rating, because I did bring up the blackness a second ago, I hate the black freaking story of the black guy's got to struggle to get to the top, and then, well, it's a black person. The black person's got to struggle to get to the top, and then once they finally get to the top, everybody loves it because, hey, that's the black story right there. No black person likes that story. No, let me say that again. No black person that has actually thought for 2 seconds and didn't start shucking and jiving for folks, no black person likes that dang story. It's one of the worst stories that can ever be told because it's just, it literally lets us know that you see the racism and you don't care. You don't care. You're like, you know what? I just don't care to even care about it. So you know what? Go ahead and keep struggling. I like it. I'm going to write stories about you struggling too. So dang stupid. But I just spoke about Bron Breakker. So let's go on next to Bron Breakker, Bron Breakker is a weird one because he was so hyped up. Bron Breakker was hyped up to be the next big thing, and I think a lot of people thought it was going to be a lot earlier than it was, including myself, because of the way that they were really pushing Bron Breakker. So I will say that because he probably didn't live up to a lot of people's hype, I would lower his grade. It's not going to be anywhere in the A's. And then what makes me lower his grade even further, which kind of affects his B, which kind of affects, like, I guess, B standing, is because you ain't really shown the guy off much. You give him segments every now and then, but it's like, if he's one of your futures, why do you not push him the same way you shove Tiffany Stratton down our throats? Like, we see her every single dang week. We see, and mind you, she was in a big storyline, but Bron Breakker, I feel, has a brighter future and more of a chance to be the face of the division than Tiffany Stratton does. I think Roxanne's coming in. You have Stephanie and Julia coming in. You also have Jada Parker coming up. You have Kalani Jordan coming up, who I think is already better than Tiffany Stratton. You have Sol Ruka coming up, who I think is already better than Tiffany Stratton. So it's like you have so many of them coming up. You have Rhea still there. Bianca's going to be around for a few more years. So it's like, I don't think she has as big of a chance as Bron Breakker to be like the face of the company or even the face of the division. So it's like, why do you not give Bron Breakker that chance? If he's your guy, if he's a guy that you have so much faith in, the guy that even Paul Heyman has said he has so much belief in to be one of the top stars, why do you not show him off more? Why does this IC title run look so mid? Why did his past one look so mid? Like, why was the best thing about Bron Breakker's IC title run was getting cooked on the mic by Jey Uso? Like, why have we just done nothing with this guy? We started pushing an AJ Bron Breakker feud, but we just completely went away from that. Unless we're gonna have Bron Breakker like a fatal whatever match at WrestleMania against AJ Styles, Logan Paul, Finn Balor, or Dominic Mysterio, or maybe even both of them, and Bron Breakker and Penta, and whoever the heck else is going to be in this dang match, because it is going to be Multi-Mania on the 19th and the 20th, man. Oh my gosh. Stand Deliver, multi-weekend, because Stand Deliver is about to have multiple multi-person matches as well. But it's like, we did nothing with Bron Breakker. We did give him 2 IC titles, so at least we're showing that, hey, everybody, this is the guy to watch out for. Already within a year, got 2 IC titles. It's pretty quick, huh? Yeah, you like that. You beat Sami Zayn. This is the same guy that beat Gunther. You like that, huh? Took it to the second time, but you like that, though, huh? So it's like, I'm going to give Bron Breakker's booking a B- because I feel like early on, they didn't do nearly as much. In the middle, especially around like the Sammy time, they did a lot more. I do think Ilja's injury is also what hurt Bron Breakker's standing, or Bron Breakker's kind of run as well, because he probably was supposed to feud with Bron at some point, or Ilja was supposed to dethrone Bron so Bron could feud with Gunther at some point. So I will say that I understand that the injuries might have played a part into things. And then you just also had the fact that Bron Breakker really didn't do anything in the second run either. So that's really what hurts it for me. But at least he's been shown off a bit more over the past few weeks. So I'm going to give him a B- at the very most. I don't think it could be anything above a B- in my opinion. I would even be hard pressed to say a C+. So yeah, I don't necessarily like the booking, but I'm not completely mad about it, because at least you're not shoving him down our throats, and you're doing it like how they did with Roman, how they did with Cody, how they did, and I love Cody and Roman, but they definitely did force these guys onto us so many times. But speaking of Ilja Dragunov, I'm gonna be fair with this rating, and I'm gonna give him I'm giving him an A. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, A-. I'll say A-, because we didn't see the most from Ilja. But he did get hurt. The guy got hurt, but Before he did get hurt, though, I loved what I was seeing from Ilja. I think a lot of people were surprised that Ilja would be so over on the main roster as he was. He was able to get over. He looked phenomenal in his matches against Shinsuke, against Bron Breakker. I think he had a match against Ricochet as well. Somebody else was a high flyer, but it might have been, actually, I think it was like a multi-man match with Ricochet and Bron Breakker. He just looked great on the roster, and I'm super excited for the future of Ricochet. Well, I'm also excited for the future of Ricochet. I think he's doing absolutely phenomenal work. I love saying the word phenomenal, man. That's how you know I'm an AJ Styles fan. That sounded so Gen Z right there. What the heck? But Ilja Dragunov, I'm giving him an A minus. I could hear out an A minus. Okay, I could definitely hear out an A minus. I could even hear out at the lowest a B plus. But from what he's shown within just like a few months, I'm super excited for the future of Ilja Dragunov. I think he's going to be a star. I think he could be a multi-time world heavyweight champion. I think he could be a guy that really carries, whether it be the IC or the US title division. I think he has star written all over him. He's an excellent ring worker as well. And his mic work is pretty dang good too. So I'm giving him an A minus. Now, to go on over to the women's side of things, I think those are my last two, right? Let me just make sure. Yep. We're going to start with Lyra Valkyria. Lyra Valkyria is a weird one because they shoved her down our throats early on. We had to see her be the number 2 in King and Queen of the Ring. She was number 2 in Queen of the Ring, not King of the Ring. That would have been crazy for her to face Gunther, but I mean, hey, she'd be a lot more interesting than Gunther. The Gunther hate train. Check it. Choo. But Lyra Valkyria got shoved down our throats, but she did at least show that she has talent. She's an excellent ring worker. I don't care what anybody says. Mic work wise, it's been bearable. I'm not going to say it's been bad by any means. I won't. I think it's been bearable. Her character work has not been the greatest. I think she might be a better heel, though. Maybe we got to wait and see what happens with her as a heel. Her aura, her charisma, it's non-existent. That woman ain't got a charismatic bone in her body. She could be next to Jeff Hardy and Jey Uso. Heck, she could get blood from Jeff Hardy and Jey Uso, and she will still not have a charismatic drop in her body. It's so just, oh man. Like, the reason why she has no aura is because she has zero charisma, and it sucks because I really did like her in NXT. I thought she was amazing. I loved watching her against Roxanne. I loved watching her against Becky. I loved watching her against Indy. I loved watching her against, was that Candice? It might have been Candice. Yeah, I think Lyra Valkyria has a lot of potential. I just don't know what that potential is. I don't know if it's a potential mid-card star, if it's a potential just mid-card kind of dweller. Maybe she'll get a title here and there, but for the most part, she's not really going to get much. Is it a thing of she got to leave the company, come back to really rebuild herself? Or does she actually have potential to be in that WWE Women's World Champion picture? I personally don't see that right now with this charisma. Her charisma is very just, nope, it is not interesting at all. I am super bored. So I don't know what to really give her though, because I feel like the booking has been great for Lyra. They've been pushing her. They have been giving her every single opportunity they can give her. Heck, Carmelo Hayes can't get these though, but they have been giving her every single opportunity. And she just can't do it. So I'm going to say the booking wise, it's been like a B plus at like the worst. Like if you really wanted to say, you know what? I'll give it a B because you put her around Pure Fusion Collective and that just drains so much from her. So I would say B minus. I could hear a B plus. I could also hear a C plus. I will not hear anything above or below that. But I also think in terms of just Lyra overall, I'm giving her an F. I'm giving her an F from her point of view because, my goodness, can you get some charisma? Can you be interesting? You're over here doing freaking Toni Storm's thing, but you can't be as interesting as Toni Storm. Also, she should replace that as well. I think so many people see it, and they're not. A majority of WWE fans probably do like AEW, or probably at least seen enough of AEW to know this is Toni. Why are you doing it? I understand that like you're two different companies, but you're taking something from one of the biggest stars in another company. Stop. It doesn't even fit you. Switch up the dang thing. Flap your freaking wings. Or get rid of the wings. I don't really care for them. Clearly nobody does. I'm not trying to be rude to her and her like her culture and all that, but clearly nobody cares about the wings. Okay, so either A, turn heel, maybe everybody would care about them because you got the whole dark persona going on, but you're trying to be like a hero and all that. Doesn't really work. You're not Zora from Black Clover or however you say his name. I think it is Zora. Yeah. You're not Zora, you're not Notch, you're not any of these guys, okay? So either turn heel or get some dang charisma. So F for her. B minus by WWE. I'm gonna, it's my side of things. I gotta pick a side though as well, and I'm gonna be saying that I'm giving her a B, only because I feel like she's actually been booked properly. I think everything that's happened with her up to again, besides the Pure Fusion Collective stuff, and even then, at least you put her up against the heel group. Everything else has been actually really dang good in my opinion. Now, we are on to Miss Tiffy time. It's Tiffy time. Oh my gosh, man. Let me be clear when I say this. I'm going to try to be as unbiased as possible, because I don't like Tiffany Stratton. I think that everything she's gotten, she does not deserve just yet. It is way too early. I hope they don't push Roxanne this quick. And I hope, since Tiffany got it, Jade better get that dang belt within like a few months. If Charlotte wins it, Jade better beat her within like 3-4 months for that belt. But when it comes to Tiffany Stratton, I liked it early on. I thought the booking with the character and all that stuff, the character fit her. She was playing it to a T. Then you changed her up and started making her a bit of a face, and I just did not care for it. Ash thought it was really, really, really bad. I didn't understand why you went in the direction you went. I would have preferred for her to kind of continue being the same character she is, a spoiled little princess. I don't know why you went away from that kind of character. It was actually getting over with even Ash, who, like they just said, does not really care for Tiffany Stratton that much. So I don't know why you went away from the character. So I don't know. And then like you just had like the weird win over Nia. I didn't like it too much. Then you kind of started like just the recent stuff has been weird too. It's just not felt that great. I'm going to say overall, I'm going to give her a C. The reason why I'm giving the booking a C is because I think you should have just kept the original character she came in with. It was 10 times better. I don't know why you went away from it. I don't know why you did this whole thing with her and Nia where you had her say, see, I was just playing you guys because you guys thought I was dumb because I'm a blonde. But in reality, I'm actually smarter than every one of you. Like, no. You had a money in the bank briefcase. Gosh, so hard to say those words right back to back. I remember I was making a video on it. I could not do it. I kept saying bank case. Sasha Banks got a briefcase. I just could not do it. But you had a briefcase. You had like 30 chances to cash in. You literally had Nia taken out at Money in the Bank and just said, a Survivor Series, and just said, well, I'm going to act like I'm going to cash in on Liv. And then everybody gets away so you could potentially cash in on Nia, but you're just like, yeah, no, never mind. If you were really as smart as you claimed you'd be, you would have cashed in on Nia at that point. You would have cashed in on Nia at Crown Jewel. Why did you wait? I don't get it. It was stupid. No, I'm giving her a C for her overall booking. I think this class has been overall booked pretty poorly in my opinion. I don't know how you have all these incoming stars and you're just like, yeah, no, I'm not going to try to book them a lot better so that people can actually like them. Instead, I'm going to shove one of them. I'm going to shove two of them down your throats. One of them don't got charisma. The other one ain't got no mic skills to save her life. I'm not ever going to show off Bron Breakker. I'm going to make Carmelo Hayes look like a dang jobber. I'm going to have him struggling against the likes of R-Truth and Akira Tozawa. No offense to either one of those guys. No. This class has been booked horribly. I hope the booking going forward for them is a lot better. I seen somebody actually make a really good case that WWE as of recent been pushing a lot of older guys, and maybe they do need to tone it back a bit, especially in that mid-card division, and really start pushing more of the younger guys and at least giving them chances to hold these belts earlier on instead of doing the job or work or barely showing them off or stuff like that. So, yeah. But let's go ahead and get into my next topic of why do wrestling companies seem to hate surprises? And this is not just WWE, but I am going to start off by talking about WWE. So we already knew that we didn't need to know that Roman Reigns was going to be there next Friday or this current Friday, but we were told by Paul Heyman that, hey guys, I'm going to come out here and do a whole 2K25 promo talking about the island mode, the island of relevancy. And I'm also going to tell you, the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE champion. Why do I sound like Mr. Krabs? Money. Mr. Tribal Chief Roman Reigns. I don't know what I'm doing. Roman Reigns. Why do we need to know that Roman Reigns is going to be there on Friday Night SmackDown? Why do we need to know from Seth Rollins that Punk is also going to be there on Friday Night SmackDown? Why do we need to know from Seth Rollins that he's going to be there on Friday Night SmackDown? Why do we need to know that Cody and Roman are going to be, Cody and, what's bro's name? Cena. Why do we need to know that Cody and Cena were going to be there next Monday? Why do we need to know that Cena was going to be here this past Monday? Why did we need to know that CM Punk is going to be there on Monday? Because now, what if I thought an attack was going to happen and CM Punk was going to get taken out? Well, now I know he won't be that badly injured because he's going to be there on freaking Monday. It makes no sense. Same thing with AEW, though. Why are you letting us know that Kenny Omega is going to be speaking after his international win? Why do we need to know that MJF is going to be there after he just took a loss and we're all kind of worried about his health? Why do we need to know all of these things? Why does it seem like companies don't know how to market your matches? You don't need to market anything else. You don't need to let us know that people are going to be there and all that stuff. I feel like it just kind of it defeats the surprise in a sense. You could easily just have like a little you could easily have like Cody Rhodes say he's going to be there Monday. Have him say that, because that doesn't let us know that, like this past Monday, that doesn't let us know that John Cena's gonna be there. It lets us know that Cody's gonna be there, so maybe John Cena will be there as well. With Seth Rollins, he didn't even need to say that he's gonna be there. He could have easily just spoke about Roman. He didn't even need to say Punk was going to be there. He could have just spoke about Roman being there, in that he finds it interesting that Roman couldn't come to Monday Night Raw. Now, when Seth Rollins, doesn't, it didn't just go through a grueling match, that Seth Rollins didn't have his back to him. But now, he can't do it. That's pretty interesting. That kind of lets us know, Seth Rollins, are you going to go to Monday? Are you going to go to Friday Night SmackDown? Lets us know something's up there. With Roman Reigns, you didn't even need to announce he was going to be there next Friday, to be honest. You really could. Well, I guess no, because then you need Seth Rollins to know. Okay, so Roman Reigns, I don't really mind the most, but I feel like you could have done it a bit better. Heck, if you didn't announce Roman, you could have had Seth say that he's going to be going, to Friday Night SmackDown to see if Roman will potentially be there. Maybe he calls out Roman, and we obviously don't hear that Roman's there. Heck, even letting us know that Roman and Punk aren't in the building. Dude, the whole promo just seemed stupid then. I was like, bro, why did we need this promo? Like, come on, man, that was dumb. So, yeah, I don't get why companies tend to do this. NXT does it as well. Like, they'll tell us that, like, Stephanie's going to be talking next week, or that, Femi's going to be talking next week and all this. I was like, bro, I don't need to know who's talking. I don't need to know that. I need to know what matches are there, and that's it. It is wrestling. I don't need to know, hey, guys, gonna be a little talky talk this week. Unless, like if it's like a sit-down conversation, I don't mind that. Or you could even with sit-down conversation, they'll say like a sit-down with like a special guest. Don't let us know who it is. Let us be surprised. But no, you just throw it out. Even Rey Fénix. Dude, they literally just showed the vignette of Rey Fénix, and we're like, yeah, no, we're going to show Rey Fénix. And it's like, it's a boss move because it's kind of petty and all, but it's like, bruh, surprise! My goodness, man, damn. I don't know, but let's go ahead and end this show off with the AEW All In 2025 predictions. Okay, so I'm going to be using 2024's match card the same way I had said that I did with WrestleMania. I'm not doing a 0-hour show, but I will tell you this. The people that I expect to be on the 0-hour show are potentially the Ring of Honor championship being defended there. I could see a scenario where Mercedes Moné loses both belts at All In, and this kind of starts to slow, because I think she's going to get the Ring of Honor championship, and I think she's going to lose them fairly quickly. I think within like a few weeks, she'll lose all of her belts. So I could see a scenario where, or maybe she even keeps one of them just because you really just kind of need her to keep, like the New Japan Strong Women's title. But I could see her losing the Ring of Honor and the TBS title both at All In. So there's a scenario. So there's a world where Mercedes Moné faces somebody like Billy Starks on the 0 Hour show. I think Chris Jericho, like I said, he's gonna be there, probably defending it against Kyle Fletcher. I would assume. I would love to see that. I could see the conglomeration being on the 0 Hour show. Big Boom, AJ, probably some real like gimmicky match with Big Boom and somebody. I could see some Ring of Honor guys there, something like a Commander, a Blake Christian, a Lee Moriarty. I could see, I already said Billy Starks would be there. I could see maybe Red Velvet being there as well. Maybe they do something with like the Ring of Honor TV Championship. Maybe do like a women's match, something like that. I don't know. I could see them being there. But I think that's all I really would be able to predict for the 0 Hour show. I don't have much other predictions for that. So, as far as the Ring of Honor match card, I would assume... man, I hate this so much. I think the women are going to open the show, though. I think it's going to be either the AEW Women's Championship or it's going to be the TBS Championship. I'm going to go with the AEW Women's Championship of Toni Storm versus Athena. And I think there's a real possibility that Toni Storm is the Asuka of AEW and she loses basically every single All In match because she lost in 2023 in the Fatal 4-Way against Hikaru Shida, Britt Baker, Saraya, and herself. She got pinned by Saraya. Then in 2024, obviously, she lost to Mariah May. And I think if Athena is the Owen Hart Cup tournament winner this year, which I would assume she would be, that she's going to win that match against Toni Storm. So it's going to be 3 years in a row. I would hate it for Toni Storm, but I guess maybe she can always get it back next year, though. We can start pushing that win streak a little. We can start at least doing something with her at All In. Then, I don't know the match order. I'm going to say maybe this match could follow. I could see the... which way do I want to go? I'm going to go with the TNT Championship following this match. And I think it's going to be Adam Cole holding that belt. I think Adam Cole versus Jay White for the TNT Championship. I don't think Adam Cole loses it by any means, but I could see a world where Adam Cole is a face, Undisputed Kingdom are faces, and the Bullet Club Gold, Bang Bang Gang, whatever you want to call them, they're heels. Maybe Jay White gets upset after the Owen Hart Cup tournament. Maybe Adam Cole's in that tournament. He loses to Adam Cole. Maybe something happens between them backstage, and that really pushes their rivalry. So I can see Adam Cole versus Jay White for the TNT Championship at One All In. I think the next match would be the Women's Casino Gauntlets. Maybe we get one this year. I'm gonna push for it. I think we could get one like with the actual chip and all that stuff. I'm here for it. And if it's anybody, I want to see it be the winner be Willow Nightingale. I don't know how the matches go. There's like multiple people in the freaking match. So I think Willow Nightingale could potentially win this one. And then I think we go from here to the Tag Team Championship match of the Hurt Syndicate versus Undisputed Kingdom versus the Guns. I think this is where we start kind of what I could see happening is maybe Undisputed Kingdom gets a match and the Guns are still upset by their, you know what? I can see Undisputed Kingdom versus the Guns. Undisputed Kingdom beats the Guns, Kyle Fletcher and Kyle O'Reilly and Roderick Strong defeat the Guns. Think the Guns get a bit upset by this. They go out to distract Undisputed Kingdom against like the Hurt Syndicate or something like that. Yeah, it would be against the Hurt Syndicate. Think we get that little tag match there. Well, no, my bad. We have that match happen. They get distracted. They get upset at the Guns. They call them out, but they also call out the Hurt Syndicate. Or maybe they call it the Hurt Syndicate first. No, they would have to call the Guns out first. And then maybe a big old war breaks out between the three. There's a potential, there is a real potential where Ricochet gets involved with the Hurt Syndicate. And maybe we get like a triple threat of Adam Cole versus Ricochet versus Jay White, and the tag team match will also be a triple threat. Here's where I could see Undisputed Kingdom holding all the gold by the end of the night. I think Undisputed Kingdom would win here. Like I said in the last episode, the episode before that with my AEW All In Predictions. I mean, my AEW, who would have thrown every AEW champion. I think Undisputed Kingdom gets it. Next up, I would assume we have the TBS Championship, Mercedes Moné versus Megan Bayne versus Harley Cameron. This is where I think Megan Bayne does dethrone Mercedes Moné. If Harley Cameron's not in this match, by the way, I can see the reason being because either she's on the 0 Hour show or she's in the Women's Casino Gauntlet. Either way, I think Mercedes Moné gets it thrown by Megan Bayne. Megan Bayne is going to be getting a big push this year. She's already getting one going against Toni Storm. She's going to be going against Mercedes Moné as well. And I could see her winning the championship here. Like I said, this might be a really, really rough night for Mercedes Moné. Actually, this is her first All In. No, my bad. Duh. She was there last year against Britt Baker. I'm so stupid. After that, I could see us. So after that, we have about a few more matches. I think the trios match could happen between the Death Riders and Jack Perry and the Young Bucks. Maybe the Elite make their return. I think it's plausible. There's a lot of belief that Jack Perry might end up teaming with the Death Riders. There's also the possibility though that that Jack Perry doesn't team with them and instead he teams with the Young Bucks. I think we could have that match. I did say though that Wheeler Yuta would be breaking away from the group. So maybe the Death Riders are forced to defend it 2-on-3. This match could happen a lot earlier as well, by the way. It could even happen on the 0 Hour show. But I could see the Death Riders fall happening at AEW's All In as well. So, yeah, I think they might be forced to defend it in like a 2-on-3 match. Next up, I would have the men's Casino Gauntlet. And this is where I have a whole bunch of people. I'm going to be real with you. I don't have a whole bunch of people. I'm lying. I have Kyle Fletcher, I have Ricochet, and I have MJF. Kyle Fletcher, I could see being the guy if Darby Allin does dethrone Jon Moxley. Like, if we actually go through with that, maybe we just are saying, you know what, screw it. Instead of making Kyle Fletcher the Ring of Honor champion and having to be the proto star down there, let's start pushing down the main roster. Let's give him the AEW World Championship real early. Let's make him into one of our youngest AEW World Champions, if not the young. No, I think MJF would be the youngest. MJF would be the youngest because he's only 27 right now. He won 2 years ago when he was 24, 25. And Kyle Fletcher's already like 26. So, yeah, MJF is the youngest. I could see Kyle Fletcher being the guy to dethrone Darby Allin because I think whoever dethrones Darby has to be a heel. It's not going to be somebody at the face. It's not going to be Swerve. It's not going to be Will. It's not going to be anybody like that. I think who it could be is Kyle Fletcher. But I could also see them, like I said, going in the way where MJF hasn't won one of these Casino Gauntlets. Did he? I think he did. Yeah, no, I'm stupid. I think he did. Yeah, no, he was a Joker entrant. I'm stupid. Was that a Casino Gauntlet? Gosh, I cannot remember that match at all. That was back in that was before he won the AEW World Championship. I think that was a Casino Gauntlet. Yeah, I think it was. But I can see MJF winning it because, the Hurt Syndicate helps him out sometime along the way, and then they help him get the AEW World Championship. And then, like I said, Bobby Lashley or Shelton Benjamin is the one to have the match against MJF, and then maybe even beats both of them. I wouldn't really want that thing to just beat one of them, but if he beats both of them, it kind of just adds on to the story. Maybe he fights him in like a 1-on-2 match, and he's able to overcome it, or Shelton Benjamin takes the belt. I would love to see Shelton, not Bobby, in my opinion, because I think Shelton really needs his English is hard. He deserves to be given some kind of championship at some point. Well, he deserved to be given a freaking championship back in WWE. I also really believe had that man just kept his outfit gold with his hair gold, it would have been a lot more of like a main attraction. He started changing up the color and all that stuff, and it just really ain't fit. It was like, okay, you're the gold standard, but you ain't wearing gold, man. Come on, man. You got to be in all gold. So yeah, I can see MJF. I'm going to go with Kyle Fletcher though. I think Kyle Fletcher is the guy to get that. To get the contract. I think he's going to go after Darby Allin, obviously, and then he'll be the one to dethrone Darby Allin. Next up, I think we're going to have the title versus title match of Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada. If it doesn't happen at Double or Nothing, which I could see a real scenario, I could see a real world where it does not happen and they really want to push Kenny Omega with the international belt just a bit more. I could see him instead having the title for title match at one All In, International versus Continental Championship, and I think Kenny Omega does win this match. Like I said before, I think he's going to be the guy to unify them, make them the AEW Intercontinental Champion, and then maybe, Will Ospreay would end up dethroning Kenny Omega. I can see that happening. And the last match on the night would be the main event. It's going to be Darby Allin versus Jon freaking Moxley. I love how all the Shield members are doing like the curb stomp now. These guys had to have gotten on the phone with each other and said, hey, should we all just start doing it? Like, let's just start doing it, man. Come on, screw it, man. Come on, everybody doing the curb stomp. Wait, didn't Jon Moxley do a spear? I think he did. yo, I need to see Seth Rollins do a spear now. And then I need to see everybody do like a Death Valley Driver or like a Bulldog or something like that. It'd be amazing. But I think Darby Allin does dethrone Jon Moxley in the main event. It's going to be a real feel-good moment. He's going to, like I said, run the gauntlet against Wheeler, Pac, and Claudio. Wheeler's going to lay down, and then he's going to get the pin onto him. Or he might even put his arm over him because, like, Darby Allin's just so tired. And then we get Darby Allin versus Jon Moxley at AEW's All In main event where Darby Allin does win. I love the theory I came up with, I'll say that. I would have rather have been Swerve, and I would be super happy if it is Swerve this year, but that would mean that your Owen Hart Cup tournament winner would lose. I just don't think that would happen. I think Darby Allin's going to win the Owen Hart this year. He's going to go on to main event All In, and he's going to dethrone one Jon freaking Moxley. But that will be it for now, though, y'all. I definitely hope y'all did enjoy this episode. It was a bit of a shorter episode, wherever you're listening to it at. It's on Spotify, it's on SoundCloud, it's on what's that called? Apple Music, wherever you're listening to. If you can give ratings and liking and following all that stuff, it definitely does help out the podcast. If you're listening to us on YouTube because you're watching YouTube version because you want to see my luxurious face. Maybe you want to see my 6'3" self, slapping meat with some of them giants over there in one of your companies, eh? Maybe you want to just grab your phone and grab your tablet or grab both your phones because you got money like that. You start smacking them together. Just really smacking me. Wherever you're at, man, I definitely hope you can just, help support the channel, share the podcast with all your friends that like wrestling. Like I said, I will do anime from time to time as well, give like little life updates, talk like random life stuff when stuff happens. Nothing really happened though at work, man. It's been kind of a chill time, other than me getting accused for stealing a phone. I can't go too much in depth into that storyline. I'll just say this: I didn't steal the phone, and the kid was lying. That's all I can tell you. But yeah, no. For now, though, that'll be it for now, though, y'all. Definitely hope y'all did enjoy it. I'm out, though, y'all. Peace. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.